Your entire life, you have been measured by a fiction. You've been judged by a metric that, in the truest sense, does not exist. They told you intelligence was a number, an IQ score, a grade on a paper, a degree framed on a wall. They told you it was about memorization, about speed, about compliance within a system they built. They gave you a convenient lie. True intelligence has nothing to do with academic pedigree or the approval of polite society. True intelligence is leverage. It is survival. It is the primal, uncompromising ability to impose your will upon your reality, before that reality grinds you into dust. The great strategists, the architects of history, understood this in their bones. While the masses were busy performing smartness, the few were engaged in the silent, relentless pursuit of actual power. There exists a hidden hierarchy, a ladder of cognitive evolution that silently dictates the trajectory of every human life. It determines who builds and who is used, who directs the course of events, and who is swept along by them. Most people, perhaps the overwhelming majority, live and die on the very first rung, shrouded in a fog of borrowed ideas. But for those with the courage to look, there are 7 distinct levels of awakening. Today, we are going to strip away every illusion. We are going to hold a mirror to your psyche. This will be uncomfortable. It may be painful, because you are going to see, with unforgiving clarity, exactly where you stand. And once you see this hierarchy, you cannot unsee it. The world will morph before your eyes. You will perceive the strings attached to the limbs of those around you. You will recognize the silent vacancy behind compliant eyes. The only question that remains is this: do you possess the bravery to confront your own rank? Before we begin, if you are ready to shatter illusions, you need to be part of this community. Smash that like button now, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. This is not just another video. This is a cognitive war, and we need every soldier on the field. Your engagement is what allows this message to break through the algorithm's walls. Level 1, the sleeper. Look around you. Truly look. Walk through a crowded city street at rush hour. Observe the faces on the subway, in the line at the market. What you are witnessing is level 1, the sleeper. This is the most populous tier of all. The sleeper is not inherently stupid. They may hold advanced degrees. They may be a skilled surgeon, a proficient lawyer, a talented coder. They can recite poetry or debug complex software. Yet, functionally, they are asleep. Their intelligence is purely reactive, a series of sophisticated conditioned responses. The alarm sounds, they rise. The boss commands, they comply. The media narrative unfolds, they absorb it. The advertisement triggers an impulse, they consume. They believe their opinions are their own. But press them. Ask why they hold a certain belief about politics, money, or morality. The foundation will crumble, revealing a patchwork of headlines, social media sentiments, and childhood programming. They are vessels, carrying the ideas and desires of others. They live in a state of profound external locus of control. Everything, their financial situation, their happiness, their lot in life, is perpetually someone else's fault. The government, the economy, their boss, their family, fate. Psychologically, the sleeper is terrified of genuine autonomy. True freedom feels not like a liberation, but a terrifying burden of responsibility. They crave structure, authority, and clear instructions. Their obsession is consensus. They must know what the group thinks before they feel safe to think it. They check comment sections for validation, follow trends for identity, and their deepest, most paralyzing fear is not being incorrect, but being alone in their stance. You know these people. You work with them. You may love them. They are the background characters of history, the human substrate. They consume. They produce according to their programming, and they are ultimately replaced. They power the systems built by higher levels of intelligence, believing they are driving when they are, in fact, being driven. If you are a pure sleeper, this content likely would not have reached you. The algorithms that feed the comfortable narrative tend to filter out this kind of stark reflection. But if you are watching and you feel a nagging, persistent ache that your life is not your own, understand this. That pain is not a mental illness. It is the anesthesia wearing off. It is the first, brutal symptom of awakening. Is this resonating? Is it cutting too close to home? Let me know in the comments right now. Are you seeing the sleepers around you? Have you recognized this state within yourself? Share your perspective. This dialogue is critical. Level 2, the mimic. When a sleeper begins to stir, they do not typically ascend to wisdom. First, they often descend into noise. They enter level 2, the mimic. The mimic has perceived a crucial truth. The world is a game, and the appearance of intelligence is a potent currency. It buys respect, status, and social validation. However, having just awoken, they possess no authentic, integrated mind. So they steal. They become a curator of other people's intellect. This is the domain of the mid-wit, the performative intellectual. The mimic is the person at the gathering who deploy buzzwords and complex terminology they only vaguely comprehend. They are the social media activist who champions the cause of the weak, not from deep conviction, but for the virtue signaling cachet. They read summaries, not books. They quote philosophers they have never truly wrestled with. For them, intelligence is an aesthetic, a costume to be worn. They collect credentials, certificates, and titles like talismans, desperate for you to acknowledge their smartness. They require applause. This is a dangerously seductive level for the ego. At level 2, you feel a palpable superiority over the sleepers. You think, I see the matrix. I am awake. But you are not awake. You have merely traded one collective dream for another, more intellectually fashionable one. You are trapped in the peak of the Dunning-Kruger curve. You know just enough to believe yourself an expert, and not nearly enough to grasp the vastness of your own ignorance. The mimic's entire existence is contingent on external validation. Their self-worth is hostage to the approval of the intellectual tribe they aspire to join. This makes them rigid, dogmatic, and aggressive when challenged. Their goal is not to understand, but to win debates using memorized talking points. If you find yourself constantly needing to prove you are right, if your primary focus is sounding clever rather than uncovering truth, you are languishing at level 2. You are a parrot, colorful, articulate, capable of sophisticated mimicry, but incapable of original, generative thought. The transition out of mimicry is painful. It requires you to abandon the need for applause. If you're ready to make that trade, exchanging validation for power, hit that subscribe button. What we're building here is a community that values substance over status, and your support makes it possible. Level 3, the Fox, the Calculator. Here is where the landscape shifts from performance to pragmatism. When you stop performing intellect for others and start coldly observing the mechanics of reality itself, you ascend to level 3, the Fox, or the Calculator. The Calculator has shed the desperate need for validation. He no longer cares if you think he's smart. He cares if he wins. This is the first genuine emergence of agency. The Calculator looks upon the world, its laws, morals, and social contracts, and recognizes them not as sacred truths, but as malleable, often arbitrary, rules. And rules can be bent, loopholes can be found, and incentives can be leveraged. The ancient strategist wrote of the need to be both a lion and a fox. The Calculator is the fox. He sees the traps. He analyzes every person, every institution, every situation through a transactional lens. What do they want? What are they afraid of? What are the hidden incentives? How can this be used? Level 3 intelligence is strategic, cold, and profoundly effective. This individual climbs corporate ladders not through sheer grind, but through precise social maneuvering. They know who to flatter, who to undermine, when to speak with conviction, and when to hold strategic silence. They are masters of navigating existing systems to their advantage. But the fox lives in a state of perpetual, quiet loneliness. When every interaction is viewed as a transaction, the human connection withers. People become chess pieces. This mindset breeds paranoia, as the Calculator projects his own cunning onto everyone around him, trusting no one. The trap of level 3 is that you become a prisoner of your own strategizing. You are so adept at playing the game that you forget there might be a world beyond. You are efficient, you may be wealthy, but you are hollow. You are still reacting to a game someone else designed. You are winning, but you are not free. Are you a fox? Do you see life as a series of calculated moves? Comment Fox below if this is wrong. Let's see how many strategists are in the audience. Level 4, the Lion, the Operator. To rise higher, you must integrate a new element. You must move from navigating the world to shaping it. This is level 4, the Lion, The operator. The operator transcends mere calculation. The fox tries to navigate the board safely. The lion seeks to overturn the board through sheer force of will, competence, and undeniable presence. This is the level of direct command. The operator doesn't just see the chess pieces. He moves them with conviction and bears the responsibility for their movement. He does not fear conflict. He is energized by it. The ancient lesson, that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both, is understood here. The operator is willing to make the brutally hard decisions that others shy away from. He accepts the weight of command. At this level, intelligence becomes generative. You are not just exploiting existing opportunities, you are creating new realities through sheer execution and force of personality. People follow the lion not because he tricked them, the fox's method, but because he projects an order and certainty that cuts through chaos. He is a lighthouse. He has a vision and the terrifying discipline to march toward it, compelling others to follow. He builds empires, leads movements, commands armies. Yet, the lion has a fatal flaw: visibility. His power is tied to his presence, his energy, his personal brand. He stands at the front. He takes the credit, but he also absorbs every arrow of blame. He is a constant target. His power is exhausting, for it is built on continuous doing and controlling. If he stumbles, shows weakness, or simply burns out, his entire structure can crumble. The operator is often the highest paid servant, a slave to his own ambition and the system he leads. He believes power is about action and visibility. He has not yet learned the power of the unseen. Do you lead from the front? Does your energy fuel your empire? Hit the like button right now if you resonate with the operator's burden. Share this with a leader who needs to see the trap they're in. Level 5. The Puppeteer, the Unseen Hand. Now we enter the rarefied, shadowed tiers. Level 5 is the Puppeteer. If the lion is strength and the fox is cunning, the Puppeteer is invisibility. The Puppeteer has realized a profound truth. Direct control, the lion's method, is inefficient and creates resistance. Push someone, and they push back. Command someone, and they resent you. But make someone want to do exactly what you desire, and you own them without their ever knowing they are owned. This is the realm of soft power, influence, and deep psychological manipulation. The Puppeteer does not stand on the podium. He writes the speech for the man on the podium. He whispers in the lion's ear. He understands that human beings are driven by a core duality of desire and fear. He does not fight reality. He seduces it, engineers it. He crafts narratives and designs situations where his desired outcome feels like the natural, even the only, choice to everyone involved. He is the master of plausible deniability. Failure never bears his fingerprint. Success quietly flows to him. He operates through layers of intermediaries, using sleepers, mimics, foxes, and lions as his instruments. He is a shapeshifter, wearing whatever mask the situation requires: the loyal advisor, the humble partner, the sympathetic friend. He lives by the creed that everyone sees what you appear to be, but few ever experience what you truly are. The price for this power, however, is total dissociation. When your life is a series of meticulously worn masks, you lose your own face. When every human connection is a psychological operation, you lose the capacity for genuine connection. The Puppeteer is a ghost, powerful, untouchable, but profoundly detached. He observes humanity with the cold eye of a scientist studying specimens. He can predict them, direct them, but he can never be among them. This is the lonely, sterile peak of manipulation. This is dark, nuanced territory. If you're following the subtlety here, if you see these patterns in history and in boardrooms, comment Puppeteer below. But be warned, this understanding isolates as much as it empowers. Level 6. The Architect, the System Builder. Most who reach the 5th level believe it is the apex. They are mistaken. The true master does not play the game, nor does he merely manipulate the players. He builds the casino. This is level 6, the Architect. The Architect does not waste energy manipulating individuals. He designs environments. He grasps the fundamental law that human behavior is a function of environment. Don't persuade people to walk a path. Build the only path they can walk. Don't argue ideology. Code it into the platform. The Architect builds the systems, the ideologies, the economic models, the social media algorithms, the legal frameworks, the corporate cultures, the very nations within which all the other levels are forced to operate. While the fox schemes for a promotion, the lion fights for market share, and the puppeteer maneuvers a boardroom, the architect owns the market itself. He writes the rulebook the others are fighting over. This is systemic, multidimensional intelligence. The architect thinks in decades, centuries, and cascading consequences. He is detached from individual battles because he has determined the nature of the war itself. Think of the founders of revolutionary technologies, the authors of constitutions, the creators of global financial instruments. They are not concerned with winning a hand. They profit from every hand played at their table. To reach level 6, you must annihilate the desire for personal, day-to-day glory. You must fall in love with structure, with causality, with the hidden gears of civilization. You must synthesize history, economics, mass psychology, and network theory into a coherent fabric. These individuals are exceedingly rare, perhaps 1 in 10 million. Their names echo through history, not as conquerors, but as the often unseen designers of the ages that followed. But even the architect is not free. He is tethered to his creation. His ego is projected into his system. Its success is his success, its failure, his profound suffering. There remains one final ascent. We are breaking down the most powerful cognitive frameworks in existence. If you are not subscribed, you are missing the blueprint. Subscribe now. This is the kind of content that reshapes minds, and you need to be at the forefront. Level 7. The Void, the Sovereign. The ultimate level of intelligence is not an addition of capability, but a supreme subtraction. It is level 7, the Void. The Void has moved beyond being a player, beyond being a designer. He has become the silent context in which the game occurs. This is the state of total, uncompromising internal sovereignty. The Void has mastered the ultimate strategic principle, complete psychological and emotional detachment from the external world. He owns nothing, yet possesses everything. He desires nothing you can offer, fears nothing you can threaten. You cannot bribe a man who wants nothing. You cannot threaten a man indifferent to life or death. You cannot flatter or insult a man with no ego to stroke. The Void observes the architect's systems, the puppeteer's plots, the lion's struggles, and the fox's schemes with a serene, almost amused, detachment. He sees it all as a grand, cosmic play. This is not nihilism. Nihilism is despair at the meaninglessness. The Void is a transcendent embrace of it, leading to perfect, unimpeded clarity. His actions are not clouded by desire, fear, or the need for legacy. He does precisely what is necessary, nothing more, nothing less. He is fluid, adapting perfectly to circumstance. He can descend to level 4 to lead if needed, operate as a fox in a negotiation, then dissolve back into the Void. He uses all lower levels as tools, but is imprisoned by none of them. He lives in the fortress of his own mind, a fortress with no doors, for it needs no defense. His will is aligned with the fundamental currents of reality. He does not fight the river, he becomes the river. In this state of needing nothing, paradoxically, he commands ultimate power, for he is free from every hook the world uses to control others. The mirror is before you. Now, the assessment is yours. Be ruthlessly honest. The most expensive lie you will ever tell is the one you tell yourself about your own position on this ladder. Are you a sleeper, drifting on the currents of programmed desires? Are you a mimic, hunting applause and validation with borrowed intellect? Are you a fox, trapped in the transactional, paranoid calculus of the game? Are you a lion, exhausted under the weight of visible command, a target on your back? Are you a puppeteer, powerful but dissociated, losing yourself in the masks? Are you an architect, building your legacy but chained to its fate? Or are you approaching the Void, cultivating an unshakable internal sovereignty? Most exist in oscillation between level 2 and level 3, sensing the game but still craving validation or trapped in endless calculation. And that is where the system is meticulously designed to keep you. The education pipeline manufactures sleepers and polishes mimics. The corporate grind perfects the fox and burns out the aspiring lion. Awareness is the first, non-negotiable step of the ascent. But awareness without application is just another form of sleep. If this has illuminated the shadows, if you feel the pull to climb, then action is required. This is your call to arms. Smash that like button aggressively. It fuels this channel's reach against the algorithm that promotes complacency. Subscribe right now. This is your enlistment in a community dedicated to cognitive sovereignty, not passive consumption. Share this video with someone who is ready to have their world unmade. Send it to the clever mimic, the calculating fox, the weary lion in your life. Comment below with your honest self-assessment. Where do you stand? Where do you aspire to be? This dialogue is the beginning of the climb. The ladder is here. The mirror is in front of you. The choice, now, is entirely yours. Ascend or accept your rank.